Hey music fans, as a roadie I had this great opportunity to tour with all these bands. I wrote a book about my experiences on the road and it was the #1 new release on Amazon and Bios and it's now sold millions of copies on Kindle. I'm Joel Roadie and this is my podcast, Party Like a Rock Star. I got one more for you, a band called Seikima II. They've been around for a while too. You're gonna dig this one. Let's do one more real quick. I think you like this. This next series is my friend, a colleague, a pillar in the touring industry, one of the best stage managers who's ever worked the job, Rocko Reedy. Rocko, listen to this resume, guys. He's worked as a tech, a stage manager, a production manager, and a rigger. He's toured with STYX, Kansas, Cheap Trick, REO Speedwagon, Loverboy, Robin Trower, Bryan Adams, John Mellencamp, Aerosmith, Bon Jovi, The Scorpions, Kiss, MC Hammer, Def Leppard, Eric Clapton, U2 for 30 years, Journey, Nine Inch Nails, Heart, Madonna, Smashing Pumpkins, Marilyn Manson, and many, many more. That was just a short list of his long resume. He's also a multiple Top Dog Award winner. The Top Dog Awards are awards given to people in the touring community. He really is an awesome guy. I enjoy talking to him, and I have the opportunity to do so regularly. I think you guys will enjoy his reactions. Also want to throw a shout out, a thank you to the people here at Chef Jay's. Chef Jay's makes these rubs, and they sent me a whole bunch of them, man. I got this one and this one and all this stuff. Last night we tried the Cluck Balsamic Herb Rub. It was really, really good. If you guys are interested in learning more about their products, you can do so at chefjbbq.com. You can also follow them, of course, on social media. On Facebook, it's Chef Jason Morse, and also on Instagram. That's Chef Jason Morse. So cool. Thank you very much. Really good stuff. I appreciate it. A very special shout out to a good one here. If you guys follow my podcast, you're aware that my girlfriend was in Japan recently, and she brought me back presents. She brought me back lots of different types of ramen. And so I got all these wonderful types of ramen, and I'm actually missing one of them because I already ate it, maybe two of them. But it was really cool. And then the tour de force, what was cool, she got me a Joel Roadie ramen. See that? That's my own ramen. So shout out to my wonderful girlfriend. Thank you so much. Guys, let's jump into this. Let's see what Rocko Reedy has to say. Let's give it a go. All right, so this is Seikima II. We just checked out a band called Ninganisu that I'm very into, and you liked it a lot too. So I wanted to keep going back through some of the older Japanese acts that are just kick ass, and this is one of them. So let's play Seikima II. This is a track called Fire After Fire, and you can let me know what you think.
Okay. mottos.
I love it. There you go. Not a bad way to end things. What did you think?
In a word, actually 2 words, because either white kiss or a kiss snake.
His snake.
It's reminding me of White Snake and Kiss put together. You know? All their moves. I mean, every one of those moves I've seen at Kiss tours. Yeah, but they're so visually interesting, you can't take your eyes off.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I was watching you watching them.
I love them.
You didn't notice what I did in the middle of that, did you?
You know what? So I saw the head, but I did not notice for a little while because I like this band so much. I was just focused. Where's the head from?
That's my alien.
Oh, it's very nice looking alien. No, it took me a little minute, and then I looked back over and I was like, "Hey, what the hell?"
Like headbanging, man.
A little headbanging. Okay. So did you like them though?
Yes.
Okay, good.
You know, they're visually interesting, and you know, their songs are not rocket science. You know, I don't care. I don't want to sit and analyze. Oh, yeah, the minor triad that they played in that lead was it magnetic. No, I don't give a fuck. I want to hear slamming rock and roll and guys having fun, just dressing up and being scary looking. You know,
Yeah,
that's entertainment to me. That's they care enough about the audience that they want them to have something visually interesting. You know.
yeah. That's good. Okay, so we played a whole bunch of music here. I can remind you of the band if you can't remember. Just give me a hint of who you were thinking of. But of all the bands that we played here, if there was to be one more track, what would be the band that you would want to listen to next?
Mainskin.
Moundskin, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Because
totally surprised. I did not expect you to
that's
choose
the
that.
thing is, I didn't like their video, but I want to like them, you know, and I want to find out if they're more than just a video. Because to me, I want to be pissed off. You know, that was the thing about Marilyn Manson. I didn't like his music. I didn't like him personally when I worked for him.
Yeah.
But his band with John Five and Twiggy and you know all of those guys were great musicians, and they were visually interesting. You know, and that's what I liked. And I was very proud of the production. It was great production, but it wasn't my cup of tea. But that's the whole thing is I like to look at all of the artists that I work for. To me, I don't analyze their music. You know, 30 years I've been working with U2. I never stopped to think about their songs. You know, I looked at the production. I wanted the production value. And I didn't need to watch the band. They know what they look like. I watched the audience. Every night I would sit behind the drum riser watching Bono's ass from 15 feet behind him, looking through him at the audience. And that's what I would watch. And that was, you know, when we had meetings after the show or, you know, the next day in production meetings, designing and tour and stuff like that. It's the audience reaction. Because without them, you got no job. You know, what you're doing is indefensible. If you were, you know, if an alien flew over a big rock show and looked down, what would they think is going on down there? That the people on stage were gods? No, they'd be looking at the audience and the reaction of them and seeing their happy faces. You know, that's what matters in a big gathering like that. It's not, you know, and I say that I've said that when we did our other podcast interview.
Sure.
It's, you know, it's whenever I work for a band, we sit down, we have meetings about the show and all the rest of that stuff. I go, look, before we get started, before I could work for one day for you, we have to get one thing completely straight. You're not the most important person in the building, and neither am I. It's those people out there who are paying for your tickets and buying your music. They're the most important people in the building. And if you don't agree with me, I can't work with you. And I had only one artist, and I won't say who it is, only one artist said, well, that's a very conceited attitude. I said, bye. You know, I said, no offense, but you and I can't work together. You know, that won't work for me. And their career went straight in the toilet. But any artist out there has to agree with that. But sometimes you just have to present it to them as a lovely plate of food. I don't give my artists the menu. I give them a lovely plate of food, and they can turn it down or accept it or tell me what they want relative to what they're looking at. You know, and that's how you move forward as opposed to staying stagnant, because otherwise you're just playing the emperor's new clothes.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
you've worked for enough acts through the years where they're surrounded by sycophants that tell them how fucking great they are.
yeah. It's awful.
That'll drive you batshit after a while.
Yeah, yeah. You're just
Then you
listening
don't
like,
believe
oh,
anybody,
please.
and you lose track of. It's hard for an artist who's making music out there to stand back and look at themselves. They look too closely at what's going on there. And I say that when you get ready to go out on a Saturday night, you take your shower, you put on your good clothes, you comb your hair, get ready to go. You stand back and you look at the mirror and you say,
No shower, no hair, but yeah, okay.
but you know what I'm saying? You say, I'm going to get some pussy tonight. I'm going to get some. I'm looking good. But if you walk and you look at too closely in the mirror, all you see is that zit on the end of your nose. And you say you got to step back. And when people tell you, about your show and stuff like that, it's more effective for the artist to hear what will the audience love,
Yeah,
not what will the artist love.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's difficult to be honest, because some of the stuff that's very popular, like for personally, I don't like. So then I don't want to sit there smiling like an idiot. It's something that I think sucks. So I don't know. Although these guys are a bit different. U2 gets paid a couple pennies a night. I don't, I
Yeah,
don't.
but you know what? If after a while, it's not about the money.
Yeah.
And I told you this before as well. We had on U2, we had the record for the most money ever with our U2 360 tour. By the end of the tour, it was the highest grossing tour ever until the next highest grossing tour took over. One guy with one guitar and a looper pedal, Ed Sheeran.
I was gonna say Ed Sheeran. All right, yeah, that's amazing.
And he broke the record for the most money ever made in a tour until Taylor Swift. And I would love to have been a truck driver on that tour, boy. Everybody. That's, to me, I don't care. Anybody can say whatever they want about Taylor Swift. She gave every single person on that tour $100,000 bonus.
It's crazy. I never got crap from any band. I never
No,
nothing.
but, to me, that's someone who recognizes that without her production people, she'd be lost.
Yeah. No, it was good. It's
Well, and there's also the tax thing. When you make $1 billion,
you're gonna give it to the government or you're gonna give it to your crew.
exactly.
Yeah.
So,
But still, I mean, still, it's cool that she did.
it's a class act that she did, for everybody, truck drivers, caterers, the whole 9 yards of people.
Yeah.
I would have been pissed off if I was a truck driver on the Brazilian tour or something, because I don't imagine they got any, but you never
Yeah.
know. The point being is that, the artist that recognizes that her production people are her lifeblood, I have a deep respect for. And the artists that realize that the audience is what it's all about, I have a deep respect for.
Yeah, I like that. I agree with it. Well, I absolutely appreciate your time today. And
This is fun.
I'm glad you had fun. Good. Well, I'll wrap with you very soon, and we'll bring you back.
I'll be around. I'll just be hanging out in the studio with Orville here.
You're alien. Okay, deal.
Orville the alien.
All right. Hey, the podcast is over. What are you still doing here? Well, while you're here, like and subscribe. Thanks.